The next ratios, we're moving into the financial performance ratios, profitability ones. And the first two that you'll see there, they have the word return in the words. Now, return, it's basically an investment term. You can look it up, do some research, but it's what you would expect to come back to you if you put money into an investment. So if you put maybe some money into a bank, for example, if you had maybe $10,000 and you put it into a bank as a term deposit for a year, well, you would expect a return on your money. And the return in this case would be interest received that you would receive from the bank. Now you can look at some interest rates of banks, do some research on what the current interest rates are. Currently in New Zealand, the interest rates are quite low. So if you had $10,000, probably the amount of interest that you would be receiving would, if you're lucky, might be around about 3%. Not very much. So if you had $10,000 for a year, you would earn $300. So the question is, when you look at a business, we start to look at the return that the business generates. And in a business, the return is the profit back to the owner. The owner has invested money into the business, and now the return is what the owner gets to keep on his investment. Now when you start to compare, you start to go, well, should the owner keep money in the business, or should they sell up? Should they just put money in the bank and earn 3% interest? Or should they keep on going and keep the business running? So these are looking at returns, and of course there's a couple of them. So first one is return on total assets. Now this is a bit more complicated formula. This has net profit plus interest paid. Sorry, that's missing. It should be the amount of interest paid. That's on the top line. And then once you've hit the equals sign, go divided by total assets. And then times 100. So net profit plus interest paid divided by total assets, then times 100. That will give it to you as a percentage figure. So this looks at our assets that we have. What return are they getting? What return is it making for the business? And so it might be higher than that. I'd hope it would be higher than that the assets are actually generating a profit of more than that. Now I've made a little note down the bottom here of interest expense. What we've basically done is we've added interest back in because we're trying to find the net profit before interest expense. We're trying to find, this is one way of calculating net profit or the operating profit so that you can compare two different businesses or hotels. So one hotel has borrowed a lot of money, one hotel has not borrowed much money. So by adding interest back in, we can actually start to see the net profit of the operation itself. So this one is looking at the operation of the hotel. Okay, and it's sort of, yeah, we basically cancel, get rid of interest. So the higher the better this is. Now the other formula is return on owner's equity. Now this looks at the return on what the owner has contributed and the fund and the profits reinvested back in. So this is really good for the owner to sort of consider and to look at and go, oh, this is my return that I'm getting on my money. So this one is simply net profit divided by total owner's equity times 100. And again, I'll give you a percentage. And this one is, again, should the owner cash up, get his investment out of the business, put it in the bank, or should he keep on going with the business and get that return that the business is generating? So you can give it a go. You can calculate these assets, these return on total assets, return on owner's equity for these hotels, and then we'll compare which hotel is the best.